Hey there, Mazda owners. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning and I'm at one of my favorite places, Mazda Row at the junkyard. And I'm here because I need to clarify and make right a pretty big mistake I made in my video on how to get the tank out of your 3. And it has to do with the Evap line connectors at the top of the tank. It wasn't 5 minutes after I posted my video about getting the tank out that somebody pointed out to me that the connectors that I was going on and on about being so hard to get off, I actually said impossible to get off, without my recommended release tools, could actually be taken off simply by hand. So I want to show you how to do that, and in the end, I think what it does is it gives you another option on how to get those lines off. And depending on, how you do things or your abilities, you may find that one way is better than the other. So anyway, I've got a tank here on the ground in front of me, and I'm going to position my camera so that you can see the connector, and I will show you how to get that off. So bear with me a second here while I get everything set up. Okay, so this is the Evap line at the top of the tank, and the other end of the line here goes to the charcoal canister, but the connector is identical to this one. And in the video I say that you need to slip the release tools that I suggest that you make behind the blue retaining clip here in order to slide this hose off. And while that does work, that's not the only way to get this hose off. The other way to get the hose off is to just squeeze the two ends of this blue retaining clip and then pull the hose off like that. And yes, it is just that easy. The hose has flats on it, and the blue retainer has flats on it as well, so when you get ready to put it back together, it'll only go together when it's properly lined up, and then you just click it back on there. So again, to get it separated, you just squeeze these two ends of the blue retaining clip, and they actually do click, and then pull off the hose, and it's just that easy. I don't know how in the hell I missed that, guys, when I was up there trying to, to get this off. But, I did. And, I'm here to show you how to do it the other way. And I guess you could say that this is the easy way compared to slipping the release tools in there. But I don't know. I think it's better to have more than one way to do things. And now you do. So even though I've showed you how to do this another way, the question remains whether or not you can do it from underneath the car, reaching up with one hand to do both motions, squeezing the retaining clip and pulling out on the hose at the same time. I think it's possible that you could do that, squeeze the retaining clips while pulling back. Sure, I'm sure people can do it and have done it. If you can't do that, then another option would be to lower down the back of the tank even further, so that maybe you could get one hand over the top of the tank and the other hand up from underneath. So one hand to squeeze the clip and the other hand to pull on the hose. So that would be an option. And then the third option would be to use the retaining or the release clips that I have that I suggested that you make, and slide one on each end. And you can see how by sliding the release tool in there, it simply gets this clip past the ridge here on the nipple, so that this whole thing comes off. And it comes off, and see how it goes past that. And when it comes off with the release tools, the blue retainer stays inside the hose. And here, if you watch it, you'll see it click back over there. So anyway, that's how you do it. If you can do that from underneath the car, awesome. If you can't do it, you have another option to do with one hand, and that's to slip the release tools in there. Either way, when you get ready to put everything back together, make sure everything clicks into place, because if you don't have your evap lines on properly and you put everything back together, you'll have evap codes after you drive the car. So something to definitely be aware of. I hope this helps you. Thanks for letting me clarify. Special thanks to Eric O. for pointing out the fact that these do in fact come off by hand. And if you have a better way to do it, or have some experience to share, or a video of your own, we would all love to see it. And in the end, hopefully we can all help each other.